Okay, what are the syllabus we are going to cover in this? Is male and female reproductive system, microscopic anatomy of testis and ovary, then gametogenesis, spermatogenesis and oogenesis, menstrual cycle, fertilization, embryo development up to blastocyst formation, implantation, pregnancy, and placenta formation. Elementary idea. Then parturition, elementary idea. Then lactation, only elementary idea. We are not going deep into it, but we have to understand the concept. All right. So we can divide it into three parts: human reproductive system, then gametogenesis and menstrual cycle, then fertilization and post-fertilization period. This is the way we are going to segregate this. All right. Okay. The male reproductive system, it consists of pair of testes, then accessory ducts, then accessory glands, then external genitalia. What are testes? Testes are primary sex organs that produce sperms and testosterone hormones. Testes are located in scrotum, present in between upper thigh. The low temperature, 2 to 2.5 degree less than the normal internal body temperature in the scrotum, helps for the proper functioning of testes and spermatogenesis. Here, if the temperature is less, then only it will produce proper production of sperms, and the strength of sperms will be good only when the temperature is less. When the temperature is really high, the testes can't produce strong sperms. So that the people who work in hot environment or in missions and everything, when the place is very hot, they can't produce a very strong sperms. Each testis is oval in shape as about 250 to 300 compartments called testicular lobules. Each lobule is filled with connective tissue and contains 1 to 3 coiled yellow semiferous tubules in which sperms are produced. Semiferous tubules is lined internally with spermatogenic cells called spermatogonia of primary male germ cell and Sertoli cells and supporting cells. Spermatogonia undergo meiotic division and leads to sperm formation. Sertoli cells give shape and nourishment to developing spermatogenic cells, and therefore they are called nurse cells. The region outside the seminiferous tubules are the interstitial space, which contains small blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. The Leydig cells are endocrine in nature and secret testicular hormones called androgens. Then immunologically component cells are also present. Okay, these are all about testes. What is the male reproductive system? It consists of a pair of testes, accessory ducts, a pair of testes, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. Testes. Testes are the primary sex organ to produce sperms and testosterone. Sperms and testosterone. Sperms and testosterone. The testes are located in scrotum in the upper thigh. Then that is a bag-like structure, scrotum in the upper thigh. Then the low temperature will help in maintaining functioning of testes, all right? Functioning of testes. The next, each testis consists of 250 to 200 to 300 testicular lobules. Then each lobule is filled with connective tissue and contains 1 to 3 coiled yellow semiferous tubules in which sperms are produced. Okay. 1 to 3 coiled semiferous tubules. All right, 1 to 3 coiled semiferous tubules. Then semiferous tubule is lined with spermatogenetic cells called spermatogonia or primary cells and Sertoli cells or supporting cells. Spermatogonia undergo mitotic division. Mitotic division. This is important. All right. This is important. Mitotic division. Mitotic division. Then Sertoli cells are also known as, this gives nourishment. This gives nourishment, also known as nerve cells. All right. The region outside the semiferous tubules are the interstitial space which contain small blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. All right. Leydig cells. Leydig cells. Leydig cells are endocrine in nature and secrete testicular hormone called androgen. These cells produce androgen, hormone androgen. Immunological component cells are also present. Here. Okay. Now, the testes produce these sperms and this has to travel. All right. Travel into the ducts. The duct system include reti testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. Ducts. The semi-inferior tubules open into vasa efferentia through reti testis. The vasa efferentia open into epididymis. Then the epididymis leads to vas deferens that ascends to the abdomen and loop over the urinary bladder to the vas deferens, right? To the vas deferens. Then the next one, it receives the duct from the seminal vesicle and opens to the urethra as a ejaculatory duct. How the ejaculation is happening is due to this. All right. These ducts store and transport the sperm from the testis to the outside through urethra, storing the sperms there through urethra. Urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. Urethral meatus. See? Scrotum. From scrotum, this is testis, and next from there through this duct, okay, through this duct, it is getting stored here, vas deferens, it is getting stored here. Then this is this one is epididymis, vas deferens. From there it is moving to the vas deferens to get stored here. Then it will be ready for ejaculation, and from this when there is a sexual union, automatically when the person is at its maximum, it ejaculates it at the speed also would be very, very high. Ejaculation will be done. All right. This is the male reproductive organ. See here, the sectional view of seminiferous tubule. These are the sotic cells. Spermatogonium. These are spermatogonium. These will nourish this. All right. Sotic cells will nourish the sperms, and it will give energy to it. If the temperature is lesser, it will be very, very strong. It should not be more too. All right. It should be 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lesser than the body temperature. Then the production will be high. All right. So, genitalial glands. All right. It includes pair of seminal vesicles, prostata, and pair of bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands. All right. Known as Cowper's gland. The secretion of these glands consists of seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes. Seminal vesicle produce seminal fluid and form 60 to 70% of semen. The secretion of bulbourethral gland is alkaline and rich in mucus. It helps in lubrication of penis, supplies nutrient to sperms, and provide an alkaline medium to counteract the acidity of uterus. External genitalia. The penis is the male external genitalia. It is made up of a special tissue that helps in erection to facilitate insemination. What is insemination? Injection of semen into the female reproductive organ is known as insemination. The enlarged end of the penis is called glanus. The penis is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin. Foreskin. So, this is very, very important. What and all we are going to work on. See here, this is the scrotum, testis. From there, after the production, 200 to 300 seminiferous tubules, it produced, the sperm is getting produced, and it gets stored here. All right, it gets stored here and connect with the urinary bladder. From vas deferens, it enters, and the semen is getting stored here, which has male reproductive sperms and also the fluids and liquids which will help in lubrication. All right. So when we go through this again, duct is made up of retitestis, vasa efferentria, epididymis, and vas deferens. Seminiferous tubules open into vasa efferentria through retitestis. Vasa efferentria open into epididymis. Epididymis leads to vas deferens that ascends into abdomen and loop over the urinary bladder. It receives the duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as the ejaculatory duct. These ducts store and transport sperm from the testis to the outside through urethra. Urethra originates and extends to the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. Then genital glands, pair of seminal vesicles, prostate, pair of bulbourethral glands, Cowper's glands. Then secretion of these glands consists of seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes. Seminal vesicle produce seminal fluid and form 60 to 70% semen. The secretion of alkaline and rich in mucus. It helps in lubrication and supply of nutrients. Why it is alkaline. It has to provide support because the uretrus, female reproductive, would be acidic. So it has to neutralize. For that, we use this. Right. Then the next one, external genitalia. The penis is the male external genitalia. It is made up of special tissue that helps in erection and to facilitate insemination. The enlarged end of the penis is called the glanus. The penis is covered by the loose fold of skin called foreskin. All right. Okay. What is the female reproductive system? It includes the pair of ovaries. First, we will go through the picture. All right. Female reproductive system. What and all it is made up of? Ovaries. Then, see from here we receive the ova XL and it gets settles here. All right, gets settles here. Isthmus. It moves to isthmus and gets settles here. Then cervix, cervical canal, vagina, endometrium, myotherium, and perimetrium. See here, these will help in expansions and everything. We will come across it soon. All right, we will come across it soon. So let's go into female reproductive system. Each and whenever we work with a particular thing, immediately we have to read it again, learn it, mark the importance, and proceed to the next. Very, very important. We have to understand these structures really, really strongly. Not only for exam point of view, we have to take care of it because each and every human also has to understand this properly, or else they won't be having a great life in future. A lot of people have this wrong notation regarding these reproductive systems and everything. It has to be understood. First, we have to understand it. Then only we can lead a very good life in future. All right. What is this female reproductive system? Female reproductive system, it includes a pair of ovaries, accessory ducts, and external genitalia. Right? Ovary. They are the primary female sex organ that produce ova or the female gametes. It secretes many steroid ovarian hormones such as estrogen and proestrogen. Estrogen and progestogen. Ovaries are located on both sides of lower abdomen. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeters in length. The ovaries are connected to pelvic wall and ureter by ligaments. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma has outer cortex and an inner medulla. The ovary contains group of cells known as ovarian or Graafian follicles. Each follicle carries a centrally placed ovum. Right? Okay. They are the primary sex organ. All right. Primary sex organ which produce ova, that is egg cells. Many steroids such as estrogen and proestrogen. Then located in the lower abdomen. Each ovary is 2 to 4 centimeters in length. 2 to 4 centimeters in length. Then they're connected to pelvic wall and urethra by ligaments. Each ovary is covered by thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma has outer cortex and inner medulla. Outer cortex and inner medulla. The ovary contains a group of cells known as ovarian or Graafian follicles. Each follicle carries an centrally placed ovum. Right? Graafian follicle contains centrally placed ovum. These are the important points we will be working. We will be writing when we work on ovaries. Right? Okay. Next, let's move to the accessory ducts. The accessory ducts, it includes two oviducts or fallopian tubes, cervix, a uretrus and vagina. Each oviduct is 10 to 12 centimeter long and has 4 parts, namely known as infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, and urethral part. Infundibulum. It is a funnel-shaped opening provided with many finger-like fimbriae for catching released ovum. Funnel-shaped fimbriae catching the released ovum. It helps to collect the ovum after it releases. Ampulla. The infundibulum leads to the curved and dilated part called as amphibula. Curved and dilated part known as ampulla. Then isthmus. It is the last straight part of oviduct. Last straight part of oviduct. It has a narrow lumen and joins the uretrus. Uretrine part, it is about 1 centimeter long. 1 centimeter long, which passes into uretrus. All right, which passes into uretrus. Okay. Read this again. It includes 2 oviducts or fallopian tubes, cervix, a uretrus, and vagina. Each oviduct is 10 to 12 centimeter long and has 4 parts, namely infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, and uterine part. Infundibulum is a funnel-shaped opening provided with many finger-like fimbriae for catching the released ovum. It helps to collect the ovum. Ampulla is a curved and dilated part. Isthmus, a straight part of the oviduct. Then it has a narrow lumen and joins uretrus. Uretrine part, it is 1 centimeter long part of the oviduct which passes into the uretrus. Okay. Now we are coming into the important part, uretrus. It is really, really important to understand this. Uretrus. This is where birth happens. And this is also known as, it is single and also called as womb, mother's womb. The shape of uretrus is like an inverted pear. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. The uretrus opens into vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of cervix is called cervical canal, which along with the vagina forms the birth canal. Birth canal, all right? The wall of uretrus is thick and muscular and is differentiated into 3 layers. External thin membranous perimetrium, external perimetrium, the middle thick layer known as myometrium, and the inner glandular layer called as endometrium. Endometrium. The endometrium undergoes cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle, while the myometrium exhibits a strong contraction during delivery of the baby. The endometrium undergoes cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle, while the myometrium exhibits strong contraction during the delivery of baby. See here, endometrium undergoes cyclic change during the menstrual cycle, while the myometrium exhibits strong contraction during the delivery of the baby. Very, very important. The vagina opens into the exterior between urethra and anus. The vagina opens into the exterior between the urethra and anus. The lumen of the vagina is lined with glycogen mucous membrane consisting of sensitive papillae and Bartholin's glands. There we saw Cowper's gland in testes, male reproductive, here Bartholin's glands. The secretion of Bartholin's gland lubricates the penis during sexual activity. Here, this secretion will help in lubrication during the sexual activity. All right. Very, very important. One minute. Just go through this point. These are very important points of urethra. Just go through this point. Read it once more. All right. The next part is external genitalia. External genitalia. It includes the mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, and hem and clitoris. The external genitalia are collectively called as vulva. All right, collectively called as vulva. See here, what and all it has: mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hem, and clitoris. All right. All of this collectively called as vulva. All right. Vulva. Mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissue covered by skin and pubic hair. Skin and pubic hair. Cushion of fatty tissue covered by skin and pubic hair. Then, labia majora are a pair of large, thick, fleshy folds of tissue which surrounds the vaginal opening. A large pair of large, thick, fleshy fold of tissue surrounding the vaginal opening. Labia minora are the pair of narrow, fleshy folds of tissue found below the labia majora. The opening of vagina is often covered by covered partially by the membrane called chyme. Covered partially by chyme. The chyme is often torn during the first coitus intercourse. All right. The chyme is first torn during the first intercourse. All right. Coitus. Or it can be done accidentally, especially the cyclists and people who work on physically. Then too, this chyme can be broken. All right. And it produces lot of blood when the first intercourse happens. Right? The clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure that lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening. See, these are the external genitalia. Then the mammary glands. A pair of mammary glands containing glandular tissue and a fat is present in the chest region. Glandular tissue present in the chest region. The glandular tissue of each breast has 15 to 20 mammary lobes containing cluster of cells called alveoli. Alveoli. Remember this? Alveoli. The cells of alveoli secrete milk, which is stored in the cavities or lumen of alveoli. Lumen of alveoli. The alveoli open into mammary tubules. Mammary tubules. The tubules of each lobe to form a mammary duct. Several mammary ducts join to form a wide mammary ampulla, which is connected to the latiferous duct, through which milk is sucked out. Through which milk is sucked out. So these are the most important requirements, all right, requirements of female reproductive system, right? Female reproductive system. Check about this. Just try to imagine each and every part, why it's happening, how it's happening, what is the result of this. If the ducts or ovary, all these are damaged at any part, then the child, the egg will be very, very weak, and automatically it can't produce, weak eggs can't produce a strong baby, isn't it? So these are the things which we have to understand and work on. All right. What and all we have to understand regarding male genital glands? The seminal vesicle, prostate, and blobourethral glands. Then about the female, Mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, and chyme clitoris. Then human reproductive system, structure of microsporangium or pollen sac. That, all right, like that, infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, and urethral part. All these are the things which we work on. All right, I'll give you a small break now. Have some water and everything. In next 5 minutes, we will check through what and all questions we can receive from these first topic. There are 3 topics I told us, isn't it? This is the first topic. All right. We are going to check into differences. I'll give you 5 minutes. Just relax yourself, and after relaxation, we will proceed to the next part. Okay, next part. All right. Okay, 5 minutes break for you. Go and drink water, and if you have to bring your breakfast and everything, bring it here. Bring it to your room, and you can listen to those questions. I'm going to revise faster, and listen to that question alone while you are having your breakfast. That will be enough. All right. Okay, ma'am. I'll give you a 5 minutes break. All right. Can we start?
Yes, sir.
All right. See, these are the questions which we make it. All right. They'll be giving the structure and we have to name it, which is X, Y, and is it where the ovary starts and everything. All right. The question should be like, name the gamete cell that would be present in X if taken from a newborn baby. Gamete cell which would be present in X. Then next one, name Y and write its function. Name Z and write the events that take place here. Answer would be like, the gamete cell that would be present in X if taken from a newborn baby is oocytes. All right, oocytes. Then the next one, the second one is this one. All right, this one. This one is fimbrium. All right, which collects the egg from the ovary. Its function is collection of ovum. Then the fourth one is ampullary isthmus junction of fallopian tube. Then fifth, the event that takes place in the ampullary isthmus junction is that ovum encounters the sperm for fertilization. All right. See here. This is where the ovum encounters the sperm and gets settled here in the womb. All right. Womb, mother's womb. All right. What are the other types of questions we can expect? Objective. Name the gland that contribute to human seminal plasma. Prostate, seminal vesicle, and bulbourethral gland produces the seminal plasma, which is 60 to 70% of semen. Which part of fallopian tube is closer to the ovary? Which part of fallopian tube is closer to the ovary? Closer to the ovary. The infundibulum of the urethral tube is the funnel-like end of the mammalian oviduct nearest to the ovary. All right, nearest to the ovary. Infundibulum, all right, which has the fibrous structure which will take in the ovary. All right. In males, androgens are synthesized by which cells? Androgens are synthesized by Leydig cells or interstitial cells, which are endocrine secrete testosterone called androgens. This produce androgens. Leydig cells. Write the function of seminal vesicle. Secretion of seminal vesicle is essential for maturation and motility of sperm. Maturation and motility of sperm. See here, secretion of seminal vesicle is essential for maturation and motility of sperm. Then the assertion type questions. Urethra in human male act as a urinogenital canal. Reason, urethra carries only urine while sperms are carried by vas differentia only. Explanation, urethra is the canal through which both urine and semen is discharged. Therefore, it is called urinogenital canal. See here, only urine. All right, only urine. No, it carries both. Okay, this is true. This reason is false. All right. Then the next question. Second question is, in human male, testes are extra-abdominal and lie in scrotal sacs. Reason, scrotum protects the testes. Answer is A. True, and this is the both are true, and this is the right explanation. The scrotum is a bag-like structure that helps to protect the testicles. Yeah. Testicles make sperm, and for this they need to be cooler than the inside of the body. How much? It should be 2 to 2.5 degree Celsius cooler. This is why the scrotum is located outside the body. It should be cooler than the body temperature. Next question. The region outside the seminiferous tubules is called interstitial spaces, which contain Leydig cells. Reason: Leydig cells synthesize and secrete testicular hormone called androgen. All right. The region outside the seminiferous tubule is called interstitial spaces, which contains Leydig cell. Reason: Leydig cell synthesize and secrete testicular hormone called androgen. What is the assertion and reason doing here? Right? Explanation. Hypothalamus releases GnRH. This hormone stimulates the secretion of luteinizing hormone, which further act as the interstitial cells of Leydig and induce the release of androgen. Right? So these are the three assertions. We don't have much time. We will go through some of the short answers. 2 marks. I mean 2 marks which we may receive. All right. Short answer, 2 mark type of questions which we may receive here. Two mark type of questions. First question would be, write the location and function of the following in human organ: myotherium and endotherium. Hope you remember both myotherium and endotherium inside the female uterus. All right, uterus. Myotherium, middle layer of uterus, contraction of uterus during the delivery or childbirth is because of this. The endometrium, inner layer of uterus, cyclic changes during menstrual implementation of embryo. It occurs change. All right. So each point gets 1 mark here. 1 mark here. Then the next question. Where is acrosome present in human? Write its function. Where is acrosome present in human? Write its function. The acrosome is present in the anterior end of the head region of human sperm. Acrosome, a head region of human sperm. It contains enzyme that helps in dissolving the envelopes, zona, pellucida, and plasma membrane of ovum to facilitate entry of sperm. See here, ovum cell is here. The head of sperm contains this acrosome, which will help in penetration of this. All right, that's where acrosome is present. Then the third question from this type: how many primary follicles are left in each ovary in the human female at puberty? How many primary follicles are present? 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are present, are left in each ovary. All right, but only one egg cell each month, around 28 days once, only one egg cell is being released. 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicle cells are present. All right. Okay. Then next question would be like long answer type questions. Long answer type questions. 3 marks. Here there will be different modes of representation. Maybe diagrammatic questions would be there. Diagrammatic questions would be there. Questions like these. Draw the label diagram to show the interstitial interrelationship of 4 necessary ducts in human male reproductive system, or draw a sectional view of human ovary showing the different stages of developing follicle, corpus luteum, and ovulation. Questions like this. One, you draw this or this. All right. So what would be the answer? We have to answer any one. Any one. All right. Any one. This would be fine. Out of this 2, we have to work with 1. All right. We have to work with 1. Labeling. Diagram and labeling. If we could see what a student has answered in 2019 for this question, how they have drawn these. We have to understand, isn't it? It was like this. Okay. This is what you have to do. How this is menstrual cycle. What happens in menstrual cycle? Right? How the primary follicle is getting converted and move into corpus luteum. Right? Sister, when you have to start, it's almost 7 o'clock now.
Yes, sir. I have to get ready, sir.
All right. Okay. Then you can go and get ready. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma. See you in the evening.
Okay,
we'll be having class by 8 o'clock only, because I have been requested to help with some students. I have been asked to look out for there are 7 centers which is being located by Goldart Foundation. We are providing for those centers to help with it is in slum areas where underprivileged people are there. For that daughters and children, we are helping them to read by creating small tuition centers. They want my help, so I'll be there until 7:30. So we'll be having a class by 8 o'clock only. 8 to 9:30 will be our daily sessions. Will be like this, 5:45 to 7 and 8 to 9:30. All right. Daily we'll be having this session. Okay, ma, you go and get ready for your school. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.